Hey everyone, I'm Tom Kassan. I'm a physical therapist at PTSMC West Hartford.
Hi guys, I'm Miguel Santiago. I'm also a physical therapist here at PTSMC West Hartford. We're here today to kind of give you a couple options. We know you're going back into the season pretty quickly and it's in a shortened season. So we want to give you a couple different options for warm-up techniques to work on arm health and a little bit of our kind of just getting you in a better position to be ready to play.
Yeah. So everything that we know is, getting the strength from our swing and the strength from our throw comes from strong legs and good rotation through our core and back. So we're going to take you through a series of 4 exercises that really work on strengthening and loosening things up so that we can have healthier shoulders, healthier bodies to get ready for the season.
So first exercise we're going to do today is just a basic squat. Everybody's pretty familiar with the motion of the squat, but today we're going to go over what we're looking at when you're squatting and why it's important to do it this certain way. So Tom's going to be my model here. The biggest thing we're going to look for, so we want to start nice and tall like Tom is right here. If you have a glove, we're going to use the glove during this session. So what I want him to do, he's going to come down here, he's going to bend his knees and sit his butt back towards the ground, almost like he's about to sit in a chair. He's going to take the glove, as you can see here, put it right behind his head. The reason we do this is to kind of keep yourself in a nice position, back straight, work a little bit on that thoracic rotation, which we know is a little bit more important for when you're throwing, when you're batting. So you can see kind of through here, he stays upright. All right, so last season when we saw you guys, we saw a lot of different kind of squatting mechanics. And there's a couple common issues that we usually see that we like to correct. So when Tom kind of goes into the squat here, one of the biggest things we look for is looking at the knees here. So see how his knees kind of collapse through here? We want to make sure he's getting in this position here, knees out, and then kind of correct the spine through that. A lot of times you'll see people kind of lean forward like Tom just was, and that causes some of those knees to kind of cave in. So we're really looking to open yourself up, get yourself nice and tall, breathe in this position, and then stand up from there. One of the second issues that we see with a squat is how you initiate the squat. So a lot of times we just talked about how we go forward and how our knees cave in. The initiation of the movement, if you notice Tom here, he kind of breaks at his knees first. We would like you to kind of sit back into that squat, so he's going to look like he's sitting back into a chair like this. That's going to help keep you upright and decrease the chance of you actually caving at the knees. The other common mistake we see with this is as you squat, we see a lot of times the heels pop up from the ground. We want to make sure that we're keeping those heels down, and again, that's going to help you keep that upright position through there. The glove here also is going to help you stay upright, so you can either keep it in this position behind the head or you can reach it a little bit higher up. That's going to be a little bit more challenging for some people, but that also is going to help with that extension of the back. So one of the reasons the squat is important for trying to translate into the baseball is because we're using a lot of the same muscles you're using to get into that athletic stance. So anytime we're in this position waiting for balls, anytime we're here waiting for kind of a hit, we're using these muscles here to kind of stabilize, and then we're keeping ourselves upright to kind of maintain our power here to either hit or grab like Tom was doing there. Making sure that we have a kind of strong, steady core and legs is going to be important because that's going to keep you kind of in that position for an extended period of time and get you a little bit more power through there.
So guys, second exercise is going to be a walking lunge. So as Miguel talked about earlier, this is also going to be another good exercise that works strength of your legs, strength of your core, and mobility of our thoracic spine. Adding a walking component to it with the lunge makes it a little bit more dynamic, so it throws your balance off a little bit more, so forces you have to use some more stability and controlling muscles, which will help you when you're a little off balance, when you're going through your swing or rounding bases or jumping for a ball. So we're going to take you through that now. So we're going to go back to that overhead position with your glove or hand. This also helps get the thoracic spine nice and straight, which is really good for proper shoulder health and engaging your core. We're going to start with forward stepping. So in that position, I'm going to have you take a step forward from there. So that's the first movement. Second movement is going to be dropping the back knee down so you stay pretty much upright. Then you're going to stand back up and take another step forward with the other leg. Good. And then coming back up. And then we're going to go do the same thing going backwards. So now you're going to come into that same position and take a step backwards with the leg. Still drop this knee down. So dropping that knee down maintains that nice healthy thoracic extension. keeps the leg loaded in the front, and then when you stand up, you're going to be driving through that forward leg using all those good leg muscles in the front. Alright guys, so we're going to go over better form and some common errors that we see with the walking lunge or the static lunge. So biggest thing is people, you think of lunge and you think of it as a big forward movement. So just take a step there, Miguel. And a lot of times people do a big forward lunge. Their kind of heel lifts up and they get a big stretch and they stretch their hips. So we actually don't want to focus on that, so come on back. So the way to think of a lunge is to think of it as more of like a split squat, so very similar cueing that just Miguel went over. So I like to break it down into two parts. So the first part's going to be the step forward. Good. But like our squat, we're strengthening this leg when we go down. So you want to keep your heel down the whole time so that we're loading the whole chain of muscles through there. So the second piece, instead of lunging forward, you're going to drop the back knee straight down, which then keeps the heel down the whole time, maintains that good center of gravity, and keeps you more upright from there so that you can work your leg muscles, core, and arms at the same time there. So those are like the two biggest things that we look for, is making sure we're not lunging forward and lifting up the heel from there.
So the next exercise we're going to focus on is the single leg balance with head rotations. So what we're going to do here, you can take your glove again just like Tom has here. We're going to pick up one leg either side. We're going to try this on both sides. And again, this nice steady position. So here we're kind of loading this side hip, getting yourself stable and strong through that one hip, and then you're working on your balance on the other side. From here, when you have some nice stability and you're holding yourself up, you're going to start to look to your left, nice and slow. Come back to your right. Come back to middle, and then you can also add in an up and a down to this component. So what this is good for, a lot of times with pitching, when you have to kind of look from home or look to second base, you have to be able to be in that kind of nice athletic position like this and have yourself a good mobility move side to side. This is also good when somebody hits the ball and you have to kind of look over your shoulder to catch something. Running that direction, you want to make sure that you're nice balanced through that one leg and you're able to move that neck side to side.
So last exercise we're going to do is labeled as quadruped. So it's going to be on your hands and knees rotation. This is primarily working both hip and thoracic mobility. So again, if we think of our swing, we need a lot of hip rotation and thoracic rotation to be able to get our body moving comfortably. So this is going to be working on two things for the price of one. So we're going to have Miguel go on to quadruped position. So you can see hands at shoulder height, shoulder width. Knees are going to have a little bit wider than your shoulders so that you don't get any pinching in the hips. You're going to put one hand up, and we'll do like a reach and pull. So you're going to take your pinching arm, you're going to reach it through, get some good rotation through the thoracic spine, and then you're going to come back up towards here. As you're bringing up, you're going to sit your hips back down, turn your body here. So this works on hip mobility and thoracic mobility all at once. Let's go through that one more time, Miguel. It's a good sequence. Going from there, getting good rotation from here, rocking back, turning from there, and making sure you're pressing strong through your arm from there. And this would be a good exercise to do on both sides so that we have equal mobility on both. So you just do the same thing on the opposite side. Take the arm, reaching through, get good rotation there. As you're coming back up, sit your hips back down, open up from there. Okay, so I'm going to go through some other common errors just to make sure you guys are doing proper form at home, so as you're training, you can get the best benefit from the exercises that you're doing. So to look at side view of this, again, you want to have the knees out a little bit, feet in, to kind of mimic that squat form that Miguel just spoke about. And when you get off one hand and you're reaching in, so lift up, pushing through, hips are staying stable, so you're getting a lot of rotation from there. And then as you start coming back, you're going to sit your hips back, which then gets us into that squatting position, helps stretch the hips from there as you're opening up from there. Another big pointer, let me swing around there, is making sure you're staying square between both feet and not shifting side to side or side to side like that. Hey guys, thank you for watching. Just to remind you that we are practicing safe mask protocols, hand washing, so clinics are nice and safe. We are currently open treating patients both in clinic and through telehealth if you prefer. Our address is 133 South Main Street. We're on the corner of South Main and Sedgwick. And good luck on the season, guys.
Yeah, good luck, guys.